Hey, thanks for volunteering for me today. So for the relay race station, you're going to have some options on how you want to work this. There is the option of just doing kind of a normal baton race. There is the option of doing the egg and spoon. That's a pretty popular one. I would definitely recommend that one. And then for the K through 2 only, because this is going to be the only opportunity for that, you can do the potato sack race for them. The third, fourth, and fifth graders will be doing the potato sack and the three-legged race at a different station. And then the other one is the Uber race. So when the kids come over to you, the first thing you're going to want to do is get them into teams. So we usually do 5 to 6 teams. That's why those cones are set up. And so you're going to have them sit behind in a line, the color coordinated cones. So usually teams of 3 to 4 is about right. Try to get it even if you can, but if you have a couple teams of 3, some teams of 4, that's totally fine. So that's the first thing you'll do is get them into teams. At that point, you'll tell them what the first race is, and you'll remind them that only on your signal, the first person in line is going to go. The first person in line goes down, goes back, and then the next person gets to go. And depending on what the race is, there's like you can high five the next person, that tells them they can go, or you can hand them the stuff that tells them how to go. So, for example, sorry about that. if the kids are going to do the egg and spoon race first, the rule is that they can only touch the stick part of the spoon, but they can use 1 or 2 hands. So once the egg is on there, I recommend to put it laying down style as opposed to upright style, but they can choose their own challenge. They just can't touch the spoon part. So this is totally fine, but we can't do this. Okay, and obviously we can't do that. So 1 or 2 hands on the stick only, and then it also can't touch your body. I have some kids try that move. So they go all the way down, all the way back, hand their items to the next person. Next person goes relay race style. Obviously, the question that becomes what happens if the egg drops. So if at any point they're going along and the egg drops, I tell them that all they got to do is pick it up first, and then before they can continue on, they have to spin in 3 circles. So 1, 2, 3, and then they can put the egg back on and continue where they were going. If somebody, for whatever reason, say they can't spin, you can give an option to do something different, like 3 squat jumps or 3 jumping jacks or something like that, just to make it consistent. So yeah, that's how the egg and spoon race goes. Kids can get multiple turns on that one. It's not like the race is over. The race is over whenever you want it to be over. Okay. Same goes for the potato sack race for the K12s. So basically, once you start this one, you can model it or whatever, but you can tell the kids to go ahead and get in, 2 feet in, and then the way they can do it is they can either like walk, shuffle, or they can jump. It's their choice, kind of a strategy, but they're going to go all the way down to the cone, all the way back, and then the exchange is usually where kids are slower or faster. So the kid that just went gets out and then hands it to the next kid. That kid gets in, and then they go. So that's how the potato sack works. Pretty basic. Um, the Uber race, this is a pretty funny one. So the Uber driver starts with the hula hoop around their waist, same color coordinated as the cone team they're on. So holding the hoop like this, they would run down to their cone, run back, and then they're going to pick up their first passenger. So this person, the first person, is always going to go. They're going to pick up the person by like kind of bringing the hoop around them. So now I have 2 people in the hoop. That second person is in the hoop with me, and now we're both going down to the cone and both coming back. Then once we both get back, we pick up that third player, and all 3 of us go down, all 3 of us come back, and then if there's a fourth, we pick up the fourth player, and all 4 of us go down, all 4 of us come back. You can do this one for a long time too, because if the full crew gets back, you can just tell them like, hey, choose a new driver, and then just keep going. Like you can just choose a new person to start with. The big key on this one for safety is just remind them the more people you have in the hoop, the slower you have to go, just because you're going to have like a bunch of feet in there, and it just gets really difficult to kind of move safely and quickly. So you're going to have to slow down a bit the more people you have. And then the baton race, this one I would save for last if there's just any time left over, because this one's is like the least exciting. But, the person in front just has the baton, runs down, hands the baton to the next person. That person goes. So just back and forth. Always reminding them that if your turn is done, you rotate to the back of the line. They should know that by now, and then they just kind of rotate accordingly up. And then if you have time, the three-legged race, you got the little strap. This one could be just for fun. They don't even have to be in groups on this one. They can just kind of do it on their own. Probably say this one for last, but wrapping this around 2 feet, little partners, they hook elbows, and then they're just trying to run. They can race in groups or whatever. So that one could just be a save for the end, since that one kind of gets a little disorganized as far as teams go. But yeah, that's how the relay races go. And I'll be around if you have any questions. Thank you.